Hi guys, I'm back. So today I'm going to talk about a topic that we hear a lot about, and anytime there's a conflict or something, we always hear, "Well, everybody just can we just get along? Can we just love everybody?" So the topic for today is, how do you love everybody, or at least if you not love them, how do you accept everybody as they are? Because that's a big one. Because once you can do that, you can basically, you won't be triggered anymore by people's actions, by people's words, by anything that's happening around you. You will literally be calm. And the whole point of all of this is to get you to be calm, not to be reactive, to just be completely like even keel, where you're just chill or cool or untouched. Nothing bothers you because you are not affected by anybody but what they say, what they think, how they dress, whatever. So a big one for that, to get to that point, is to accept people around you, no matter what they do, no matter what they say, no matter how bad what they did was said is. So that's a tough one because you're probably going to say, there's no way in hell I can ever forgive my friend who betrayed me, or there's no way in hell I could ever get over what this person said, or there's no way that I could ever forgive our president because he did this and this. So the easiest way to go about it is to put yourself in their place, to just kind of go back to yourself and ask yourself, when you are hurting, what do you do? You want to hurt somebody, right? There's two things that happen. When you're hurting, when you're in pain, when you're suffering, you either want to hurt yourself or hurt others, because your idea is to get rid of that pain. You don't like what you're feeling. You don't like what you're going through. So you either punish yourself, inflict more pain on yourself, or you want to punish others. You want others to suffer. You want others to hurt so that you don't feel alone, so that your load is much easier. So that's basically what you do when you're hurting, when you're angry, when you're hurting, period. You want to lash out, and you do it in different ways. You can be vindictive, you can be holding grudges, you can say something, you may hit somebody, you may yell at somebody, you may punish somebody. You basically will lash out in the best way, in the most comfortable way for you. We all do it in different ways. So the same thing is happening for these other people. The people that you consider assholes, jerks, dicks, bitches, everybody, they're in pain. In the end of the day, the reason they act the way they act is because they're hurting. They're in some kind of pain. And that pain can be different. It can be physical pain, it can be emotional pain, it can be psychological pain, it can be something really small or something really big. It can be something from 30 years ago, or something from another life, or something from yesterday. But they are hurting. And because they're hurting, they got to get rid of that uncomfortable feeling inside. They got to get rid of it. So they're taking it out on others. So if you start looking at somebody who's acting out in the way you don't like, or in the way that's hurting you, or in the way that's you think is bad, if you just say, you know what, they're probably hurting. And I'll tell you this, the more somebody's hurting inside, the bigger jerk they are, the bigger asshole they are, the bigger bully they are. You know, we all talk about bullies, and bullying is, well, it's because that kid or whoever's doing the bullying is in freaking pain. He's angry, he's hurting, and he wants somebody else to pay for this, or to feel this, or to split the pain so that it's easier. And that's basically what's happening. So if you look at people that hurt you or did something to you, and just say, you know what, they did it because they were hurting. They did it because they had to get it out. And if you look at it like that and you separate from it and say, you know what, if I can allow myself to be angry and to do that, then why can't I allow another to do the same thing? Why can I, by accepting myself and by accepting the pain in me, why can I not do that for another? And boom, once you start looking at things that way, it becomes much easier to accept people's actions, and to accept them in such a way that you don't even care about how it affects you. If somebody raises their voice at you, a lot of the kids who grew up with parents who were abusive and yelling at them, I was like that. My parents were very strict with me, and there was a lot of, not abuse, but whatever we could call it, discipline. Today it would be abuse, but back in the day it was discipline. So a lot of it is because that's what they saw. That's what they saw. That's what they grew up with. That's what they know, and that's what they gave to me because they just had to get it out. And usually, I'll tell you this, guys. Usually, they take it out of people who are usually weaker, because it's easier to do it to somebody who's weaker than somebody who's can kick their ass or whatever. So they usually will do it to kids, women, animals, somebody who's a little bit weaker, who's a little bit more meek, and who can take the pain and the abuse. So I'm not saying you should sit there and take it. I'm just saying you should look at it as he's hurting or she's hurting. And if you start being angry at them, then you're basically angry at yourself for when you are hurting. You just have to be like, they're hurting. And the best thing to be, the best way to handle all of it was just to come to them and be like, I got you. Give them a hug. I love you, man. I do. I feel you. And that's it. And when you come to that state of being for that person, when you come to it with love, when you come to it with calm, when you come to it with just being and not being affected and angry and victim and stuff, when you just approach it as, I got you, I feel you, you're hurting. And you don't even have to say, oh, you're hurting, buddy, I know what's going on in your psyche. No, if you just come in and say, I got you, you're okay, everything's going to be okay. You completely, it's like you heal that a little bit with them, so that next time they're not going to lash out as hard at you or another person. And that's basically how you help the world in a way. You help each other by just accepting each other and saying, I accept you and your freaking pain and your hurt and your anger inside of you. Because that's all that is. And and that's basically how you love others. You just kind of look at them as, you can look at them as little kids, little boys and girls who didn't get love when they were little. Or you can look at them as just in pain, just in pain. And just choosing to be in that in pain for whatever reason, maybe by choice, being in pain, or not by choice. Usually it's by choice. For whatever reason, the reason doesn't matter. You can stop it. You can stop it when it comes to you, when it's in front of you. You can stop it by being loved, just saying, I got you, I see you, I feel you, I love you. And that's cool. And then you help that person. You do. And little by little, it helps all of us. So I hope that was helpful, to look at things a little bit differently and not to be as judgmental and as strict about everything and how people should be and all that. If you just look at everybody as they're just hurting, we're hurting, we want to be heard, we want somebody to come and give us a hug and say it's okay, it's going to be okay. Okay? All right. I love you. Until next time. Bye.